And a very good morning to all of you. A hot Chicago morning, hot and humid today. It is, I believe, the 19th of July, 2019. It's my next to the last day here in Chicago. So, yeah. What do you think? Next to last day in Chicago. It's been quite an experience.
Good morning, everybody. I think
Hello, Patsy.
Rosie's itinerary is, when are you leaving, Rosie?
Leaving Sunday, shoving off for the west.
Sunday morning.
Sunday, heading back to Santa Rosa. I got on the road on, what was it, June 9th. So it's been a long time on the road. Good morning, Joan Ann. Good morning to you, honey. Very dangerous heat conditions out here today in Chicago. It's not just the heat, but you know, when you think about chooching and stuff like that, you'd have to literally be out of your mind during daytime to be out here. You would melt into the sidewalk. Hey, Lee, how you doing? Lee in Missouri. Hey, Rosie and Elvis. Lee's a very great friend of mine. Good morning to you too. If you've enjoyed sharing your trip, I just put up a video on the Rosie Murphy channel today. I'm a little backed up on videos. I just put up a video about Jim's Original Polish in Chicago, which was really one of my highlights here. Not so much, you know, with the pork chop on a bun, which I thought was very unusual, but the whole old school feel of walk up, you have the stainless counter, and you eat against the counter there. And you know, to me, that's the kind of stuff that I like. He doesn't like sort of mainstream experiences like an Applebee's or just some of the crap that you get in neighborhoods. But I had a fish sandwich last night, and I thought, what did you rate it? 0. How many stars do you give this? And he said 0. So glad you're not making it say he's saying I was worried. Yeah, you might have to drive up and bail me out. I will go to East St. Louis, but I can't imagine on a 100-degree day or evening at twilight in East St. Louis.
Got your buddy there.
Yeah. Which one? Oh, Tasha, how you doing? Applebee calls the cops on YouTube. Yeah, you showed that, Tasha. Also, what was that? A Wawa or whatever? You got the royal boot out of the Wawa. What to you, Marshall, since you're the big foodie, what to you defines the best style? What defines a really great foodie experience as opposed to last night? We had the fish sandwich over here at a place that's been in business since 1946, and you called it sort of garbage. Well, what makes
to me the foodie experience?
Why would you you'll drive 15 miles?
Well, see, a lot of people will.
Good morning, everybody.
A lot of people will go to.
Hey Sig, how you doing? I don't know who.
A lot of people will define a food experience by a place that is an institution or that is nostalgic. Something along the lines of a place that's just been known for years. A lot of people will define a foodie experience by the atmosphere. Some people will define a good foodie experience by just the value. I define it by taste. I think the most important thing about the foodie experience is the taste of the food, not all the other things that go around with it, like the atmosphere or value or the nostalgic, you know, like it's an institution, it's been here for years. That's how I see it and stuff.
I like a large portion place, Tim says. As far as being trashed or stuff like that, I don't know who that's directed to, but I unsubbed all those channels 2 weeks ago. There's no content that interests me in there. It's a very closed circle of people. There's no content that interests me.
Are you talking about the drama community?
Not just drama community, but a lot of the void. It's just not a. You know, I want to see road videos. I want to see people out bringing content and doing things. So, you know, it's freedom of speech. So I don't, you know, people can do what they want to do on YouTube. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't move me off of my directive of keep bringing the great content that I've been bringing day after day, and the numbers bear that out on here. You need real Arabic food. I lived in many countries and I cooked the best Turkish and Greek. Real Arabic food. Yeah, I'm all done with that, Lee. I unsubbed I don't plug into that. I don't plug into that kind of stuff. It doesn't.
I think Rosie
doesn't do anything for me. I mean,
I think
I'm an original product. I'm out here doing my own original content. It's very hard to slam on people that are doing original content.
I think what's happened with you, Rosie, is after the ending of your panels, basically, let's face it, you're not doing panels anymore. It's once in a while, maybe you do it at the Rancho, but I think your channel has shifted from a drama, bottom of YouTube panel channel,
country club chats,
club, and now you're shifting more into the travel channel slash van dweller. Now, Rosie, would you consider yourself an RVer?
I do, because I'm living in my
vehicle,
and I consider I'm traveling and going places on land. So yeah, in the broadest sense of the definition, I would put this van under the category of recreational vehicle, because I'm recreating in it and I'm driving and I'm using this as my home. So I think it's every bit as much an RV as the Lisa Marie.
So you would equate a regular van, in other words, somebody who's in a regular van compared to a $150,000 road trek, to be the same thing?
No difference. No difference. We all put our head down at night and close our eyes, and that's it. I wake up in a smaller vehicle every day. Plus, I'm going to tell you what, if I'm in a bigger vehicle, I could very well be tempted to go to RV parks and plug in, and then I become stationary, and I don't want to do that. When I'm in this RV, I'm always naturally encouraged to be on the road because of the great gas mileage and everything else. I can travel anywhere. If I get locked into a big RV, like Mr. X has the big, beautiful, top of the line Holiday Rambler Navigator, diesel pusher, beauty. But you can't really, you're not going to be an urban explorer with that type of vehicle. You're not going to take that down the 47th Street in Chicago unless you want it dismantled by the time you get to the other end of the street. You know what I'm saying? There's a limit to what an urban explorer can travel in, I believe. That's my own. I don't know if you agree with that. Some people use a towed vehicle on the back, and that's a different story. I have to say, the pork chop on the bonnet, yeah, it was the real deal. I couldn't believe it that somebody would put a whole pork chop on. And I'm back. I don't know why this thing flakes out sometimes.
A bone-in pork chop.
Bone-in, yeah, with the whole bone-in. Be careful how you're eating it. Yeah, 30 miles to the gallon has been a blessing for sure. It has been a wonderful thing. What is that? Chemo says, hi, King.
I think at the end of this road trip, if you were to calculate all the miles you drove, could you do a calculation of what you spent on fuel and what you're getting miles per gallon?
I've kept every receipt for fuel. I know that my mileage now is over 6,000 miles at this time, with 1,800 miles to go to get home. I thought my van was getting good miles, then I realized it's just a big tank. Yeah, you don't care anyway. I guess, Tasha, I don't know whether your plan is to just be in Florida or whatever, but conversion vans are heavy. They carry a lot of stuff in them, so I was always surprised that when I had a Coachman camper van, it was almost 9,000 pounds, which is an extremely heavy
Well,
rig.
Dodge is a very good van. I used to have, my first camper van was a 97 Dodge Coach House with the 5.2 318 Magnum, and they have a very smooth buttery transmission engine, and they're great vehicles. The 5.2, most of them are 5.2, some of them are 5.9, but Dodge makes a great motor, just like Chevrolet and Ford. And I think that they're just really smooth. I think the engine is smoother on the Dodge than the Chevy or the
yeah, Tasha said mine's a 5.9. That's a big engine. Scarlett says, I did off-road camping. I found my F-250 and landslide was perfect for dirt roads. That's really cool, yeah. But I mean, you're not going to take a Class A RV where I went and where I go in cities and stuff like that. You need to take up 3 parking spots when you're in those kind of things, and you're not gonna see those spots available. They're made, the Class A's and to some extent the C's, to plug into RV parks and enjoy the experience of the amenities of the RV park. In my opinion. But I didn't sign up and I didn't buy things to just be stationary. I'm
you said,
moving all the time. As
yeah.
you know, I rack up tremendous miles when I travel.
I think the biggest you could go in the city, and even Just Incredible has said this many times.
Hey, how you doing, JK?
Other people
Kelly.
have said it many times before, that a lot of cities have bylaws on vehicles. I heard Chicago's is actually 24 feet. That you can park up to a 24-foot RV in the city street. But every city has different laws on that.
Right.
I guess in Vancouver it's 21 feet. But the hottest selling RVs are 24 feet and below, depending on your bylaw or your association.
Huge RVs are tough to park back up turning. They get, they're tough on mileage too. See, my theory is when I crawl in here and go to sleep at night, it's equivalent to being in the most luxurious Class A in the world. It doesn't bother me. Now, I will say, thank God, last night was the first night I surrendered. At 11:30 was 88 degrees, and the humidity is off the chain over here. So I did get the use of a fan last night, and that really got me through the night. So now I'm convinced with a small fan that I don't really need to have AC when I travel. I don't plan on being in Florida in the summertime, okay? I don't plan. For me, it's like Marshall said, you get up here on the Great Lakes, you'll get breaks of weather. You'll get some heat spells, then it'll break, and it'll be in the 70s and
Right.
60s. So that at least gives you, like Sunday, the weather's supposed to break, so that gives you some
relief.
And it also...
You have fronts that pass through. In Florida, all you have is, you'll have rain fronts, but it really won't...
I think I'm going to try to, Tasha. They were talking about little USB plugins. I have a big power pack. What's that new thing they're coming at, J-Card or whatever?
Oh, there's something called the Jackery.
Jackery.
You can plug it in anywhere, and it's. I think you should get one of those.
Yeah.
They don't cost. I think they're about $500, but you could plug in your laptop in there. You could plug in a fan in there, and
they're going to go for a long time before
Yeah.
they need it charging up. I think,
Exactly.
which is great. I'm still very happy. I've not been in a hotel since Omaha, Nebraska, which I can't even remember how far back in June. So like I said, I'm very proud that I am. Hey Cassidy, how you doing, sweetheart? I am very proud that I am I want to say a certified van dweller and approved by the king that yes, you've done it. You've existed and you've been on the road for over a month every single day. Now today, I was going to go to the beach, but it's so muggy, and as soon as you get out of the beach, you're right back in it, and it's going to be, everybody and his mother is going to be out there. So I think today I'm going to dedicate to, I probably haven't been eating enough. My pants are kind of falling off my shorts these days, so I'm going to...
let me give everybody. I want to give everybody's Rosie's food routine. I kind of know her routine and what she does. I know she edits a lot of videos, but as far as her food routine, okay, she'll get up in the morning, she'll have a coffee, she'll have one donut, and she won't have no snacks, no lunch, no nothing. Then she'll just have, probably around 6, 7, 8 o'clock, she'll have a dinner. And sometimes that dinner really won't be big. It might be a sandwich, it might be a couple of slices of pizza.
Morning,
Then she'll
Jen,
just
Jen.
go to sleep and stuff. So Rosie can literally exist on just one dinner a day. She doesn't really have brunch, breakfast, snacking, but she does drink a lot of coffee. She had like four large coffees in Tim Hortons.
That coffee was so good. I
Yep.
miss Tim Hortons so much. And I think since I've been around, it appears you've dropped a few pounds too, since with the chewing and not eating that much. you know, and you're much more active, you know. When I think it's always great when you have somebody with you, your activity level naturally goes up, and it makes it a lot
naturally
more
goes
fun.
up. Exactly, it makes it a lot more fun. I used to be in.
Go
when I
back
used-
to Chinatown this afternoon and eat. I may go down tonight. I was going to do the T-Girl Club thing, but it does not look like that's on for this Friday night. But it'll have to really cool down for a late meal down in Chinatown for sure. I may actually take in. I think it would be very safe to go from the Blue Line Montrose into the Red Line, and Chinatown is right at center point there. And maybe just take.
Yeah, I think that taking the Blue Line right after you pass, I believe it's the
Hey
downtown
Tess, how
area.
you doing, sweetie? Yeah, still in Chicago. Very dangerous.
It gets the train going to Chinatown at nighttime is very dangerous. It's a
Somebody
lot
got
more.
stabbed the other day.
Yeah,
on
it's a
the
lot more
platform.
dangerous than you think. It's not safe. Not in the nighttime.
So I'm just saying, it's also, you know, it's just like you want to be at. My natural inclination is to be at Chooch. And John Packer said, I miss my old neighborhood. I worked and lived near the Tribune building in Oakland. Man, that is beautiful down there. There is some beauty in Oakland, and the old Tribune building near Chinatown is really
Was that
cool.
John Packer? You
Yeah.
said? I thought he's from Chicago.
Well, I think he said he used to live in Oakland for a while there. So.
Oh, okay.
So kind of cool. What else we got here? So yeah, I worked and lived. I guess that's kind of past tense right now. But yeah, thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. Enjoy seeing you on here this morning. Always happy to see you. Glad to be on the road. Always content. I think I'm going to squeeze, when I get back to the Rancho, I'm going to take 2 weeks, get myself back together again and get organized, get stuff done on the Rancho, spend a lot of time with Missy Jenn. And then I'm probably going to head down to Las Vegas for a week or so and just chill out down there and get some sun again. And
Chooching back in Vegas.
Chooching back in Vegas. Come back to Santa Rosa, and then in 2 weeks after that, hit the road for the extensive California coastal tour. G may be back in Las Vegas at that time. I'm not sure at which time we'll reunite and have some fun over there. Tasha says no more Vegas. Man, I love Vegas. I love being out and staying cheap at the Gold Spike downtown, enjoying the pool daytime and doing chooching at night.
Are you going to do the hostels or the hotels in Vegas?
Yeah. I'm not going to do a hostel when I can get a hotel for
$20?
almost the same price as a hostel down there. So packing in. Yeah, I'm packing in everything I can. Yeah, you need to chooch in Lake Tahoe. What I might actually do, John Packer, is I may this time shoot over the Sierras up Donner Pass and go to Lake Tahoe and look around. I've done Lake Tahoe videos. I got Cinematic Lake Tahoe on the channel. We spent a whole weekend up there, the boss, Janet, Bobby, Missy Jenn, and I did the Harris Buffet, seafood buffet review. But I might make a right-hand turn and come down Nevada, like past Rhyolite and all the ghost towns, Goldfields and all those, and make my way into Vegas from north to south. Instead of on the California side, make my way down on the Nevada side down. I believe it's 95 that comes down. Yes, Lake Tahoe. So make sure you check out. Just put Lake Tahoe in my search for videos, and you can see the whole playlist. I did a cinematic Lake Tahoe video, which turned out very well. Area 51. John Packer, the problem with Area 51 is you drive an hour outside of Las Vegas, you hit a stop sign at the end of a road. Now what are you going to do? Now what are you going to do? Tell people we made it to Area 51, and they'll be like, well, when does the show begin, man?
Rosie, have you ever went to Santa Fe? You mentioned Santa Fe.
I can't wait to get to Santa Fe.
Have you ever been there?
I've never been there.
You've never
No.
been there, okay.
I'm sure if I go to Santa Fe, I'm going to spend 2 weeks in Santa Fe at least. It's going to be an incredible experience. It's an artistic place. It's a place that's supposed to have the most beautiful sunsets, Hopefully, I'll meet up with James
the
Dean
Cougar
down there,
Slayers,
the Cougar
James Dean.
Slayer, and be able to slip into the hot tub there and do all that. Yeah, Area 51 is a bit generic. It is hot. It is hot. So there'll be lots more content coming. Good morning, Bobby. Hope you're doing good. Says good morning, Rosie and Marshall.
Good morning, Bobby. Hope you're
Tearing
doing okay,
down them
brother.
walls, brother, in San Francisco. Give one of the tearing down them walls.
Yeah, Big Bobby is tearing down them walls in Frisco, brother.
Yeah, so I hope your recovery's going well, Bobby. I can't wait to see you probably on Sunday. This week is going to be fantastic to see you again. Let's see. Good morning, Amy's Life Journey. Nice to see you. Yeah, I need another stop back in Vegas. You know, I think that's going to be pretty cool. Even if I'm solo chooching and all that kind of stuff, I think that could be a blast.
So Rosie, you don't
I
really...
can't say I'll go into the tough areas, but I may actually do room 20 at the Oasis Motel. I'm not sure.
You don't really do much chooching in Reno, right?
You know, I'll take a night in Reno when I do my Vegas night or two. I've done a lot of chooching. I've had motel confrontations into motor courts and stuff like that. They've been legendary things. It's all on my playlist for Reno. Come to Florida and chooch OBT. I can't wait to see Tasha when I get down there in the winter time. I'm going to be spending a lot of time in at least a month in Florida, most of which will be in the Tampa, Clearwater, Largo area down there, and I'll also be over on a little bit of time on the Atlantic side too. As soon as the Christmas holiday is over, I'm taking off for Florida. So I'm really looking forward to that. Marshall says January is the best month to be in.
Hands down.
In Florida. So.
It could be hot. For the past 4 years, it can be hot in April, March, November, and December.
I agree,
and
Tasha.
February.
I enjoyed Largo. I mean, it's always torn up with roads and road work, but there's good value. You can drive around and find, you can drive up to Tarpon Springs up there. You can drive south to Sarasota, Fort Myers, Naples to do some chooching, 1 or 2 day, an overnight chooch to Naples and show some of the fantastic big Thomas Edison's home and some other historical places down there. Witty Widow says, love the slick back hair. Are you, Witty Widow, are you Wicked Widow in another channel? Yeah, let's chooch Alligator Alley. I've driven across that, Tasha, so
one very
hopefully
cool
I'll
thing
be able to van with Tasha and we'll go from place to place.
One very cool thing that you should do if you go to the west coast of Florida is go to Nokomis, Florida, which is around Fort Myers, and do a factory. They let you there. It's actually open to the public. You can do a factory tour of Coach House. And they've been making camper vans and B pluses for a long time.
That's cool. I wish they'd make them cheaper. It's the only thing I wish.
Well, if you got 100,
yeah, it'll be nice to meet up with I don't know when his return to. I don't know how much longer Vegas Fiction is going to be on the road. So we shall see. As I understand, he's riding along with them. Elvis, you truly are a beautiful man. That's from Mahir. I don't know, some guy from the Middle East or something. I don't know.
Mahir. Bahir.
Hey, Scrapping Irish, hello to you. So today I have to switch up the plans to work around the heat. Now tonight may very well be down in Chinatown, in which case I'll drive down, and Friday night should be off the hook down there in Chinatown, maybe get something. Or else to actually walk Devon Avenue. Now people will scream and say we've seen Devon Avenue 1,000 times. But to do an extended chooch on Devon Avenue could be pretty fun. On foot down there.
On foot, if you do it about, say, 8, 9 o'clock when the businesses are open.
Yeah.
8 o'clock is good, and you could really... And I grew up on Devon Avenue. I consider it my neighborhood, and I know a lot about it, and I'm comfortable with it, and I just know all the businesses, and I could point out all the businesses to Rosie. It's a very interesting street. Very interesting.
Yes, it'll be. I think that might be an interesting night to do that. I'm going to double back and check on the T-Girl Club and see if, in fact, that's not going on tonight. I don't know. We'll have to
One
see.
of my goals with Rosie was to go on a little drive-in food chooch and try little things that I wanted to get a taste of, just little kind of appetizers. Because there's a lot of good things to eat in Chicago and
Yeah, I
different
think
places.
today's the day we're doing that, going from place to place to place, sampling the hummus. He tells me there's a place that is number one for the hummus. Okay, I want to try it. I want to definitely have that. You know, and over on Devon Avenue to enjoy the experience. Let's see. Somebody asked you, Marshall. Amy's life journey said, Marshall, do you mind me asking what nationality? What ethnic nationality? Because he's American, but
Well,
try the
my parents are from Baghdad, Iraq. I am Assyrian, Assyrian. Assyrians are the original people of Iraq, the first peoples in the Middle East that accepted Jesus Christ and Christianity. We originate from northern Iraq. We are considered to be Mediterranean Caucasoids, and we originated from northern Iraq.
hello, Jesse.
We had a huge empire. We had our own religion before Christianity came to the Middle East, and we are the oldest civilization in the world. We they say Sumeria, but it's all the same people: Sumerian, Akkadian,
Mesopotamia,
Sumerian, Akkadian,
between
Assyrian.
the Tigris and Euphrates.
The land between two rivers, Tigris and Euphrates rivers. So.
Show the Dunkin' Cup. There it is. Start your day the Dunkin' way.
I think
unofficial sponsor of Rosie O'Kelly's Morning Choo Choos. Okay.
I think Rosie, the
Get yourself
reason
a large. Start your day the right way.
I think the reason, Rosie, that I don't like humidity is because I think my genetics and peoples originate from northern Iraq, and northern Iraq is a very mountainous region. It's not like southern Iraq where you have the marshes and swampland and the desert and all that. So I think that's why I love the mountainous style of weather, like say Flagstaff.
And Ginger said, is there any tapas places here in Chicago for tapas?
There are Spanish tapas places here, but they're so overpriced. You know, I try to find value and taste, flavor and stuff. And there's just a few things that I wanted Rosie to try, like this hummus is really good. It really is worth trying at least one time so she can see what it tastes like. And there's a few places here and there, depending on what she's looking for.
Yeah,
I love
Cassidy in the chat. Yeah.
I think that you talked about doing tasting the pizza, and if you can find a place that sells it by the slice, then you can just get the flavor of it instead of ordering the whole pie and stuff.
Yeah. My only objection to slices is they'll sit them out there and you don't really know whether it's been out for 10 minutes or 10 hours sitting on the thing. So you're going to have some spoilage of taste. But that's a good idea. I can't do a whole pizza.
There's a place called JB Alberto's on the north side here, and they have excellent pizza. It really is good. And they're so busy that they put slices out every 10 minutes. It literally just, it doesn't sit.
Well, that's good.
That's
Some
an
places are
excellent
going to
place.
just be dead, you know, like a 7-Eleven experience, just sitting down. John Packer said the south side of Chicago has tremendous food experiences down on the south side.
Yes, they do. They got their own little
But
area.
to find south side, I sure as hell wouldn't want to be on 47th Street, 69th Street, 95th Street, 97th, 95th Street down there. I mean, how far below are we talking on the south side? I mean, you get into some neighborhoods that are really raunchy.
There's some
very devastated areas.
There's some very good areas on the south side. We went to one of the worst, but
John said Cafe Iberico is the best tapas. So today's going to be all about foodie experience.
I want to ask John Pecker one thing, since he's a Syrian Chicagoan.
Hey, Mrs. Zombie.
John Pecker, where do you Where do you recommend that Rosie gets some really good Italian meatballs, or
like a spaghetti and meatballs.
spaghetti
on the
meatballs,
south side.
or a pizza
Sandy,
slice
good
pizza?
morning, baby doll.
Can you recommend any places for me, John? Because John would know better than me. He's from Chicago. I mean, he was probably been here a long time. Maybe he's even born here.
And I got to tip the hat to Guns, David Guns really nailed his good on Burt's
Any
place for the
places?
pizza.
Yeah. Any places, John, you recommend?
Well, come to my house for Italian food. Wicked widow, I would love to come to your house for more than pizza. I'm just saying. Have you had Botox? No, I didn't. I haven't had Botox. Thank you, Cassidy. That's so kind to say. Coming from a true beauty queen like you, it's sweet to say. Yeah, the humidity makes us all a little dewy out here.
Rico Beans is the best Italian. Okay, yeah, Rico Beans is known for their breaded steak sandwich. They probably have good meatballs also.
So I'm looking for a place to have that penultimate experience of great spaghetti and meatballs, Chicago style. And I'm willing, I can pop on the highway here and be down on the south side in no time at all down there. If Rosie came over, I'd be tempted to poke him. There we go. That's my girl. That's we'd have a booby rub. Mrs. Zombie, how are you and Jerry doing? I hope you're doing great in the great state of Ohio down there. One difference between Marshall and I, when I come back to the Great Lakes, which I will go into places like Toledo, and I will extract the goodness out of those places. I will find the experiences down there to define Toledo. I will go into Cleveland, and I will extract everything I can out of Cleveland. Akron, Ohio, I will go into Akron and find the good things in Akron. I know we're talking about really industrial cities and things like that, but I definitely would. Can you guys eat duck and review for us in Texas? It's the only. But the
I
only
think the
best
next
duck.
time you come to the Midwest, we should.
Sandy was asking about duck. And, I'm not a big duck eater, but where is?
There is a place that I've been wanting to go for a while. It's called Sun Wa. It's on Argyle Street, and they specialize in Peking duck and roast pork and that kind of stuff. But Rosie's not into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Peking duck is good. Depends what kind you're looking for. A roasted duck, like Peking duck, they give you the plum sauce. They give you a little round wrappers. You take a little bit of the duck. The skin is the real delicacy on that. You put a little plum sauce on that, and you got some tremendous eating. The best, your choice. Well, maybe we'll make that tomorrow night then. The objective for tomorrow night will be to get a Peking duck, and maybe that'll be the time to go.
There's a place. Who's asking about the duck?
Tina, Sandy
Callie. Look up a place called Sunwa. SUNWAH.
Oh well, thank you, Sandy. That's awful nice of you. She said swoopay. It'd be awesome. Thank you, honey.
It's in Chicago.
Well, we're locked in for tomorrow night then. So
okay.
Sunwa. Vanessa's like, I like that.
It's got a lot of reviews. It's
I like Peking duck. It's good. The skin is the crispy skin is the real deal.
Well, they also have barbecued pork there. They have a lot of other things.
Oh, the Sandy's like, but nothing going cheap Rosie style. I'm going to go out to the park and grab a duck and roast it up myself.
Rosie has.
I'm cheap. Man.
Rosie is a very frugal. She's a very frugal gourmet. I'm surprised that Rosie, as frugal as she is, that she doesn't shop at the thrift stores like Mr. X or the pawn shops. I never seen Rosie. I'd love to see Rosie going to a flea market, thrift store, garage sale. Wouldn't that be cool to see Rosie going from garage sale to garage sale?
Well, I think the difference is that you're 37 years old, whatever. I'm 61 years old. The difference between that is you reach a point in your life where you want to start getting rid of crap that you have. You don't want to add in, like Mr. X be an accumulator of everything from cars to this, that, tools and all that. I like to have things totally stripped down, Asian style, to the bare essentials, and leave nothing behind but a little pile of ashes when you go. That's about it. So
you're like a minimalist.
I love minimalism, and I'm going to work hard to continue to make that happen. I don't want to have anything defining me. Thrift stores are fun, I agree. You find something odd that's interesting, a little decorative item, but I think it's one of those things that's very easy to get hooked on when you start to do flea markets and thrift shops.
Things.
Yeah, I need to get my dashiki, you know. Minimalism equals 300. That's what I'm saying, Tasha, but not at this age. Not at this age, honey. This age is about working down to 4 or 5 premier items.
I think it would be fun
shelf.
if Rosie bought a dashiki today and we both choose some divan on in our dashikis. What our sunglasses? That would be epic.
Yeah, I saw a store that sells dashikis and things, and I complimented a guy at the NYFC down on 47th Street on the south side for his dashiki. He was floored. He's like, "Oh my God, thank you very much." You know, how you doing, oldies but goodies? Let's see.
Rosie has expressed that she likes soul food, and there are some really good top-notch soul food restaurants in Chicago also. Soul food is good. It really is. Found a good place for that.
So turning to you now, Marsha, have your plans crystallized for the rest of the summer? Or you just still
Well, I think I'm going to try to play it safe and stay here until the weather cools down in Algodones, if I can make it that far with my teeth. If not, I'll have to make an early trip to Algodones and stay there and in the Flagstaff area until I can get everything done. But I'm going to try to delay it because the weather is brutal right now. And
as long as it's not cheap. Sandy is like soul food or duck. Your choice as long as it's not cheap.
Sandy,
I think soul food could be more interesting.
Sandy, there's a large African American community.
She's so afraid I'm going to be cheap.
There's a large African American community in Hyde Park where Obama used to live, in that area.
John Packer Pope, best Italian restaurant is Piccolo Sogno. It's on Halstead. Piccolo
Sogno.
Yeah.
John, could you recommend any other?
We're gonna do soul food tomorrow night, Sandy.
I would definitely recommend that Rosie does soul food. There's a lot of.
Then I'm gonna go for spaghetti and meatballs. That's my.
I think we'll
dream.
go to Pearls.
And I ain't gonna drive all the way down to the south side for spaghetti and meatballs. But there's got to be something decent up here.
What did John say? Piccolo? What did he say?
Piccolo. It's on Halstead. It's Piccolo Sogno. It's on Halstead.
Piccolo Sogno? Is that John Packer said that?
Yeah, John Packer posted that early, and Ms. Ritzy reposted it on there. Okay. I'll take a screenshot of that so we remember that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's funny the way it's funny the way Sandy Callie's like, as long as it's not a cheap experience.
I think if Rosie was to try the soul food in Chicago, it's a very interesting area where that's at. It's I don't think it's that good of an area actually, but I did my research on that, and it's a very interesting deal. You know, I don't think Rosie's ever had any good soul food, right?
I've had some in Baltimore.
Really?
Before, yeah. But I'd like to try it here. The whole soul food experience I think could be pretty cool. What area would that be in that?
Well, the southeast side of Chicago, around Lakeshore Drive, around the Hyde Park area there, in that area, it's a very colorful area. And they have a place called Pearls.
Okay, okay.
And other places.
Cassidy Hampton says my favorite is high quality seafood. He talks about a buffet. Here it is $35, but
I
would shoot myself in the
There is a buffet here that's tops any seafood buffet I've ever even had, even in Vegas. It's called Royal Buffet in Schaumburg, and they have freshwater lobster and crab legs and all kinds of fish. It's excellent.
Who in the hell ever heard of a freshwater lobster? I never heard of them.
They have those.
Morning glory. I'm heading up north from southeast Wisconsin to Northwoods to cool off. Humidity is not.
Let me get my. Are you going to end this hangout?
No.
Okay, let me get my phone. I want to see that soul food place. Let's do it.
Yeah, so it seems like it's going to be a soul train. Yeah, Don Cornelius with you on the soul train coming through Baltimore. Glad to be with you. Lynn says New Orleans has good seafood and of course amazing crawfish. You know you miss them. I had crawfish at the out on near Sacramento. They have the Isleton Crawdad Festival. We went there. One of my earliest videos from 2013. You can see us melting in the heat and eating crawdads. The problem with crawdads is I like the taste of them, but there's you know, there are bugs out there, mud bugs, and you have to eat so many of them to do that. Fish mox is an antibiotic for fish. Give humans. Okay. Mom always added 2 ham hocks, 1 for she and us. Yeah, I like ham hocks. I like soul food. My boys, fish mox. Yeah, oxtails is good too. He's getting his phone to look up this thing. Hey Kim C, how you doing, honey pie? Nice to see you. William Smith, I recently got out of prison. Had to move in with the life's way better now that Rich and I can play b-ball for the local team in ball air. That's good. Okay, William Smith, I'm glad you got out of lockup and welcome back. You know, keep out of prison. Okay, stay on the right side of the law.
I'm trying to look at the temperature now. It is 91 degrees right now. And the heat index is 104.
Yeah, 104. It's miserable here.
It's going to be 95 today. 95 Saturday. And then the temperature
What's the
goes
low
down.
tonight going to low out?
81. Tomorrow, Saturday night, is going to be a little better, 72. The humidity is 59%. UV index high. Pollen high. So... yeah, it says the heat index is 104 right now. It does feel...
So by 4 o'clock, we'll probably be at 110, 115 heat index.
It's going to be 95 degrees at 5 p.m. That's going to be the peak of it. It's probably going to feel like 115 degrees.
Thank God I had a little fan last night. It was the difference between surviving the night and... you know, some of you know I'm too cheap. I'm not getting no hotel. I'm not going to do that. I don't care if I melt and they pull my body out in the morning. I'm not going into a hotel.
That was called Piccolo, he said?
Piccolo, yeah.
Okay. And I think John really knows the city and stuff. Piccolo...
I don't care if they drag my bones out in the morning.
Piccolo Sogno.
Sogno, yeah.
Sogno, okay. 464 North Halstead. That's got 1,147 reviews. Look at that.
That's a nice looking dish there.
Okay.
Nice
Spaghetti.
looking. So tonight will be, tomorrow night will be the soul food.
Soul food, yeah.
Spain has the best seafood. I can believe that. Mouse toes, good and cheap. I look at things like paella, and they're tremendous. We have a paella place in California now, in Santa Rosa. Langoustines, yeah, lobster on the grill, giant langoustines. Yeah, I think there's some confusion. We should go swim. I'm up for that, Tasha. I'd be up for that. That'd be a blast. I'm looking forward to spending some time down in Florida with you. They have that, what was that place where Drury took everybody to? Rick, whatever, Nomad, yeah. What was it, Crystal Lake or something? There was some park they went to that was a really cool, crystal clear place. I would love to do that. So.
I don't remember, yeah, I'm not sure.
Tasha, how's your conversion van build that going, honey? How's that going? I don't know if you put up a video with your goals and objectives of what you want to accomplish with your build out. You get an idea, you have a vision in your head, and then you build to that vision of what you want to do. Yeah, Rose. Yeah, I really enjoy Tasha's feistiness and stuff. I'm sure I'll get on her nerves, but I'm just saying.
One thing I wanted to mention to you, Rosie, my brother-in-law, my Italian brother-in-law, he has a son. And he talked about this place in downtown that's called Italy. I don't know if you heard about it, but it's got 3,500 reviews. And what it is, I think it's like a huge, massive Italian market and they have every kind of Italian food you can think of. And he used to tell me it's one of the coolest places to go to. And it's in 43 East Ohio in downtown.
Yeah.
Laurie, there's a lot of top Italian places. I mean,
Only food I do not love is Turkish. I've had Turkish doner before. Tea defines Turkish food. Turkish delight is a tremendous treat. I really love eating that. I'd love to go to Istanbul and watch the whirling dervishes, dances, and all that kind of thing. So, but I got so much to explore of the U.S. Oh, screw Lake Tarp, Dunny Key, our own private island. That sounds great. Is Sammy Jack's gonna come?
this place here, Cortino Ristorante, is being ranked as one of the top places of Italian and pizza in Chicago. Cortino Ristorante. So.
Yeah, Midnight Express in Istanbul. Well, I like that place on Halstead. That sounds like a winner. We'll lock and load that tonight, and then tomorrow night. I don't care where you pick. If she gets off work and loses heart, okay. Well, I'm all. I like to tease Sammy Jacks a little bit.
Yeah, there's
I had a love connection. When we met in Spain, the guys were excited for the nudist beach, but it was older women and men. Yeah, I was going to say, most nudist beaches, those you want to see naked, you won't, and those you don't want to see naked, you will. That's the bottom line on nudist beaches, at least in my opinion. That's it. So back to the Rancho, back to Vegas for a week, but I'll go by way of Reno, do some chooching around Reno. I kind of got to watch my ass because I'll be a solo artist out on this street, but I did that in February. 17 degrees. I was soloing down the and then take off 95, hit some of those cool little ghost towns on the way down there. Rhyolite and some other places could be pretty good for chooches. If I can't get signal, I'll just do recorded video. Just us and Rosie girl. All right.
Okay, the place I was mentioning to you, Rosie, it's called Pearl's Place. It's a soul food buffet. It's on the south side of Chicago. They say it's really good. There's a lot of places. One of them is called Pearl's Place.
Tough, Cassidy. You know that, honey. I did not bring my metal detector. Chicago looks like an amazing place to metal detect. I haven't seen any metal detectors out. There's probably more crap buried in this town. I don't know if it's legal. Like in the city of San Jose, California, it's illegal to metal detect. So the whole city. So the city of Sonoma, California, it's illegal to metal detect because that's where California was born, the California Republic. So there's all kinds of trinkets in the ground.
So Rosie, I was looking up the highest rated Cantonese food in Chicago, and it says it's Mingying cuisine. It's in Chinatown. 2,076 reviews. The other place that has the Peking duck in Uptown here on the north side, that's Sunwha Barbecue. That's ranked as second. And then there's dim sum.
Peking duck. Then let's do the Peking duck tomorrow night.
They have that.
That'll be a good send off.
But this is Cantonese dim sum, right? This is the number one Cantonese place, Mingying cuisine. So this is something Rosie is into.
I'd like to do the Peking duck. That would be pretty good. I know you hate the country. I don't hate the country. You should do some metal detecting there. No phone found cool. It's not that I hate the countryside. I feel very scared in the countryside because of the quietness and things. I don't mind. I've heard many nights with guns fire being discharged in cities and stuff like that. I enjoy the experience of all the things around me to try. like a city like Chicago, you could never, it'd be a never-ending food tasting and stuff because every time you think you finish, there's 100 new places. That
So there it
open
is.
up.
What you said. There it is. That's the
The Peking duck. So we'll check that out. I wonder if you have to pre-order that down there. That's the thing.
They also have duck fried rice. That looks pretty good.
You have to make sure that it's not. You probably have to pre-order it, Marshall, the day before.
That's it right there, right, Rosie?
Yeah, that's the Peking duck. It's delicious. Absolutely delicious. But I'm quite sure that you have to reserve it the day before.
Right.
Okay, so, got to be sure. Hello, Bobby. Nice to see you. Marshall needs to find out if they'll put him to sleep to work on it. Can't drive after. So, yeah, they said it would be a bad idea in Flagstaff. I'm not sure if they need to put. If they put you to sleep, they do everything in one massive sweep, which may be the Mexican way. They give you a little bit of a knockout, and then they get everything done at one time. Then you come back for the crown fittings and things like that.
The only thing they have to sedate you for is if they take a wisdom tooth out. They have to put you under, sedate you for that anesthesia, but not for root canals. They just give you a shot.
You understand? It might be so extensive that the pain factor could be off the chart on that. I don't know. I spent $4,000 last summer getting my teeth, 2 root canals in 1 week and 2 crowns, but I still have all my original teeth. Yeah, normally Kevin Leonard, 24 hours ahead for Peking duck, so we got to make sure.
Really, 24?
Yeah, you got to give him a chance, to procure that.
So you're interested to do that more than the soul food, the Peking duck? Okay.
Yeah. Because I do want to plug into some Chinese food. I had a little neighborhood place which was okay. I didn't get put out for wisdom teeth. I didn't get put out either. I had just sedated. It was in Delaware that I had it done, Fenwick Island, Delaware, and my teeth were crowding, so they had to pull. I got that cute little hillbilly gap, but they had to pull a tooth on upper and lower to keep things from crowding together. I have all my original teeth.
This place here, Rosie, that I was telling you about, also the Cantonese place, it's the #1 most reviewed Chinese place in Chicago.
Okay.
The Ming
But
Hing.
I got no time to go down there on.
That's Chinatown.
There's limited things to do unless it's, I wanted to have a spaghetti and meatballs and maybe end up in Chinatown tonight.
But this place is the second most reviewed in Chicago.
How late is Ming Hing?
Ming Hing. Okay, yeah, that's.
I got to boost up my calories.
It's open till 2 a.m. actually.
Oh, okay. We'll probably end up down there tonight then. So, okay.
This is Rosie's kind of. This is.
Well, they don't have dim sum at night. So
they don't?
I can tell you that. No, dim sum's at daytime.
Oh, it's a daytime thing.
I did take good care of my teeth. I do have a little bit of a hillbilly gap, but it's okay. It's what defines the Rosie girl, right? So, yeah. And thank you. I want to put out to Cindy and some other people for your the tips that you've given on the channel. They really are appreciated. And I wanted to personally thank you for that. It keeps me going on the road and keeps the fun content coming. Going to stop by my place in Las Vegas. Tim Carson, I'm going to be back in Las Vegas in a few weeks, so you should go to the beach and take a dip. Yeah, I was going to hippie, but it's so blasted, humid, and hot, and there's going to be 10 million people on Lake Michigan today, and it's going to be a titanic struggle. I'd rather wait to get back to Las Vegas and have my leisurely poolside fun, to return to the topless pool, get some content for the Rosie McNamara channel over there. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I still haven't put up my last Vegas butts up video on the McNamara channel, so we'll see how we're keeping cool. Last night was the first night I had a little fan, so that sustained me through the night, but it was a bloody miserable night last night. The temperature went down to, I think, 85 degrees last night.
And the humidity was off the chain, right?
So you just lay there, and I put on a hangout or something like that. I'll just replay a hangout and just go for it. But I can live in the heat. I've proven to myself in my van, even as configured, with a fan in the very hottest weather that they can dish out with the highest humidity, that I can do it. I can make it without air conditioning. I love seeing Rosie in her pink bathing suit. If you swim in lake, make sure you check the pools. Cold. Yeah, Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not going to do it. It's, by the time I park over there, it's going to be a sweat box. I'm just thinking of Las Vegas and chilling out poolside. I get a really cheap place to stay down there. It's awesome. I can do some night shooting in relative safety. How are you keeping it cool at night? I'm just stripping off my clothes down to my panties and just laying on my sheet. And last night was the first night I had a little fan on me. Otherwise, that's it. I open the windows a crack and just, it's a sweat tent.
Rosie, I was going to point out something to you real quick. This place, Forno Russo, that was here in the Harlem area.
The problem, Marshall, you're getting too many places. There's only limited time. I could stay over Monday if I wanted to. The weather's supposed to break. I might end up leaving Tuesday. I don't know, but
yeah. But I was going to just mention to you this. I've been to this place, and I can tell you, I've been to this place with Jenna's ex-boyfriend, and this is the place. It's in Dunning here, and that's the place right there. But they have really good meatballs in there. I've had them myself.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that place on Halstead, like the number one.
The number one,
yeah.
Okay.
I am ready to come back to Vegas. So if you have a soul food restaurant down there, I'd love to. If you want anybody in Vegas wants to hang out poolside, hang with me. It's a very chill scene down at the Gold Spike. It's a nice place to be. I want to get my tan back and take a week and then go back and regroup and get ready for the California coastal swing. Humidity's tough, but I deal with it. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm definitely ready to go back to Vegas. So I think in 2 weeks in Santa Rosa, and then I'm down to Vegas, and then after Labor Day, I'm on the California coastal swing. What a beautiful time of year, September, to be going down the coast of Pacific Coast Highway Tour. Yep. The whole thing down the PCH, on that. So, if it's buffering, refresh your connection. Yeah, I used to hang out at the Gold Spike. I love it down at the Gold Spike. It's cheap, it's cool. You get your coffee in the morning. You got your most ghetto 7-Eleven in Las Vegas across the street.
Where is the Gold Spike? I gotta be talking
about. It's downtown. It's on
Fremont.
It's one block off of Fremont. It's a cool place. They have the DJs and bands set up at night. So
and how much?
By that time, D may be back there. It's like with resort fee, it's like $38 a night or something like that, which is a real value. I'm heading back to the Rancho, Katie, on Sunday. I believe if the weather breaks, I might extend one day into Monday. It'd be very comfortable sleeping in the van, but I've got to cover over 1,900 miles to get back to.
I had a kind of a prediction about Rosie. As much as she likes Vegas, I wouldn't be surprised if she just bought a condo there.
No, I'm not going to buy a condo anywhere and get nailed down. I'm not going to do it. This is my condo on wheels. This is it. I can park this on any street anywhere in America and not have an issue, and I love that. So,
right.
But yeah, if you're in the Vegas area and you want to meet up, it's a good time. Come on down, hit the pool with me. If you want to hit the topless pool, they have the whole thing at the Stratosphere and some other places. How is Elvis coping? Why don't you ask him?
What's the question?
Let's see. I don't know why isn't he using the generator? I think he needs to change the oil and everything.
The reason I'm just testing out to see what my threshold is, and I've been kind of like literally
AJ money.
I've been literally suffering sometimes with Rosie here, just testing it out. I figured if Rosie's doing it, let me try and do it too. I usually wouldn't. I would put the air conditioner on, but I'm like, if Rosie's doing it, I wanted to show her that I have that determination and will that I can do it and stuff.
You have a bigger box than I am. I'm really in here tight with it, but yeah. Never mind, but witness a growing dollar in such a world and full of questions. I'm not sure who. Let's see. Great to see you too. Who was that? That's almost Uber 76. Nice to see you, Charlie. How you doing, my girl? Nice to see you. I'm going to be in the hospital. I'm sorry, Cheryl. Please, I will keep you in my thoughts and prayers, Cheryl. Please keep us posted if you can from the hospital. She's been battling some serious health issues. Yeah, Yeah, pretty small size, so the heat's probably not affecting me proportionally as much as Marshall is. Ghetto, why? I don't need your nonsense in here, okay? You know, I'm done with people. If you can't stick to the topic, you know, I don't need to have you take that up with that kind of crap on his channel. I'm keeping my channel nice and positive and upbeat these days. He gives you an answer and then you accuse him of lying. So what's the point in answering the question? You've already pre-answered the question before you even asked it. Let's see. Hippie says it's 137 heat index here today.
Where's that
Charlie
at?
Lynn says, I think it's in the southwest.
Southwest?
Elvis hair looks nice today. It's hot, but not here. Okay, Katie, you are very welcome. I'm done tolerating the nonsense on this channel. If you have something to ask Marshall about his van life, ask him on his hangouts. Otherwise, it's not in my concern. I know the generator that he has works fantastically. I know that he'll never have an issue with that generator, and actually you could plug two air conditioners into that thing. It's so strong. There's nothing wrong with the AC. Good morning, Smooth. Mr. X in the chat. There's nothing wrong with the AC, but people already want you know, they ask questions that they already have the answer to in their mind. So yeah, I just don't do rude people anymore. Well, I don't care what videos people put up anymore. I could care less about it. I'm unsubbed from that stream. I provide plenty of content, draw plenty of views on my content, and that's all I care about.
So, Rosie, when is your time frame for your Vegas?
Yeah, just any of my mods, you see this stupid stuff like that, just give them the royal boot. Hey, Mark Handler, nice to see you. Nice to see you,
Rosie,
Mark Handler.
when is your timeline for your California and Vegas?
Here's
trip?
the timeline. I get back to the Rancho by Friday, probably Friday, and then I'm going to take 2 weeks to be at the Rancho, and then I'm going to head down to Vegas by way of Reno. It might end up being a 7 or a 10-day trip. Then back to the Rancho to prepare for the California coastal trip, which will be after Labor Day. Okay. What's your favorite restaurant in Chicago thus far? I have to say my favorite restaurant so far has been Bert's Place.
I love
the
Bert's
pizza that they threw down was
legendary. Yeah,
not the best that he's had, but the best I've had in a way. I put it against Salvador's in Cotati, California, which to me was my #1 pizza of all time.
I think Bert's is the best I've ever had.
Marshall, you should eat more American food instead of Middle Eastern things. Why is that? Good morning, crazy Uncle Tim. Good morning to you. You don't really eat that much Middle Eastern food anyway. At least while I've been here. So.
Yeah.
All right, we've now come up to the hour mark. My next objective is, what's your favorite Elvis outfit? I don't know. Hey Jeffrey, how you doing? Nice to see you. My next thing today is to go to an authentic Chicago bakery today and sit down and attack a piece of strawberry shortcake, I hope. And Mr. X knows exactly where that is, so I'm going to see if he wants to go over there. Y'all have a good day. Vicky, I love you. Thank you for being on the chat this morning. Thanks for keeping it positive, everybody. I know everybody has opinions about things. But on here, I pulled myself away from, you know, I don't mind. People do what they want to do. I do what I want to do. But I go get some hot dogs. I've had hot dogs, Tasha. Y'all have a good day. And, yeah, and my mods, please stick on till the end of the chat, one of you, and just clean it up in case of any things get posted. Anyway, thanks so much, guys. Thanks for being on the Chooch, and woo!